killed, 15 injured in the terror attack. President Trump is in Palm Beach, and he's been meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Mr. Trump wants more from China when it comes to ending North Korea's nuclear program. White House correspondent Margaret Brennan.
North Korea is expected to defy these calls for restraint and carry out another test of its expanding nuclear program. The Trump administration is preparing another round of sanctions and a plan for President Trump to soon visit the region.
Neil Gorsuch will be sworn in as Supreme Court Justice on Monday after a contentious fight between Republicans and Democrats who are still angry about the GOP majority Senate blocking President Obama's nominee last year. Washington Post national correspondent Philip Bump says the Republican vote changing the confirmation rules was payback for an earlier Democratic deed.
Democrats actually pulled the nuclear option first several years ago, and so I think particularly now with the Democratic base so riled up about President Trump, it's not terribly surprising.
Tee-off time for the Masters, less than 20 minutes away. Spain's Sergio Garcia, Americans Ricky Fowler and Charlie Hoffman, and Germany's Thomas Pieters are all tied for the lead. CBS's Steve Futterman is in Augusta.
There is a four-way tie for first, but lurking just behind the four leaders are several other high-profile golfers, including former Masters winners Jordan Spieth and 46-year-old Phil Mickelson, and Northern Ireland's Rory McIlroy. A win for McIlroy here would make him only the sixth golfer in history to win all four major championships.
And again, tee-off time in just a few minutes. This is CBS News.
Welcome to Staples.
Staples guy, I need some things for the office, but money is tight.
Well, now at Staples, we're celebrating HP Savings Month. You'll find big savings on great HP products all month long.
Save big on HP? How big?
Right now, when you buy one HP ink, you'll get the second 40% off.
Whoa, mind blown.
You're the third one this week.
Now, during HP Savings Month at Staples, buy one HP ink, get the second 40% off. And experience the outstanding print quality of original HP ink cartridges.
Ends 4/8/17. See store or staples.com/HP month for details. Restrictions may apply.
This is Charles Osgood. 5 times more hires are made through Indeed.com than any other job site, according to independent research. Imagine a lottery that had 5 times more winners, or a Sunday with 5 times more touchdowns. When you're hiring, it makes 5 times more sense to use Indeed. Right now, Indeed is giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job on the world's #1 job site. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has 6 new inductees. Pearl Jam, Yes, Journey, ELO, rapper Tupac Shakur, and folk singer Joan Baez were inducted last night in New York. Baseball fans of a certain age will recognize the name Phil Regan, a former pitcher whose penchant for picking up relief wins for the Dodgers gave him a 14-1 record and the nickname The Vulture back in 1966. Regan's now a New York Mets minor league pitching instructor, and for a milestone birthday, he had this wish.
I hope that I can, when I'm 80, that I can throw batting practice. That's going to be my goal, to throw when I'm 80.
Regan tossed batting practice for the Mets Port St. Lucie, Florida farm team yesterday. Says he throws BP whenever he can because it keeps him active.
I think if you just keep doing it, the more you do it, and keep doing it day after day, I think Jim Cott said you'll rust out before you wear out, so that's probably true.
Regan says he loves seeing the young pitchers he teaches make it to what they all call the show. Peter King, CBS News.
As an entrepreneur, you're always on the go. So turn your mobile phone into a business phone system with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. Make and receive business calls using our iPhone and Android apps. Get a new business number or keep your current one. Forward your calls to any phone and even get your voicemails transcribed. Join over 250,000 small businesses who stay connected with Grasshopper. See how it works at grasshopper.com, the entrepreneur's phone system.
This is Charles Osgood. Writing job descriptions, sifting through resumes, setting up interviews, hiring is hard. But Indeed.com makes it easier. Post your jobs, manage candidates, schedule interviews, all on Indeed. And since independent research shows Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, easy works. Right now, Indeed is giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job on the world's #1 job site. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, and quality.
Broadcasting live, life, liberty, and the pursuit of fine cigars. Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and Lady M. Listen to the show anywhere in the free world at KissMyAshRadio.com.
I like to smoke them like Winston Churchill. John Kennedy, yeah. Remember Coach Red Auerbach, smoked up for victory, yeah. Well, you can take my wife, you can take my car, but you can't take my big cigar.
Good morning, loyal listeners, libertarians, and everyone out there in radio land. Apparently the thing is going to fall. Not secure. Good day, Emily. Good day. I'm Adam K. the Brewmeister, and I'll tighten that as soon as I finish introing everyone with the, of course, the always venerable Honest Abe.
Good morning.
And Lady M. Hello,
Good
hello.
morning.
Let me see if I can try and fix this now.
It's falling apart.
Yep. I watched it slowly slide, and then it just went. But we are here and in action on this beautiful Saturday morning.
I think we're going to have a whole new system up by next week.
I can't wait.
Double cameras, split screen.
You mean like we're going really
effects.
professional?
Yeah.
Like we're going big time?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I scratched off a lottery ticket. I won $25 with all new equipment. Yep.
Oh my God. I'll go play the lottery. I have like 20 scratch-offs in my car. If anybody looks at
I
the
know.
side
I
of
found one in my car.
God.
I found one in my car once.
Was
You
it from
degenerate.
me?
Who else is it going to be from? I'm like, why is there a used scratch-off ticket in my door?
Because one time I did win $1,000 on one, so I'm just waiting for the big one.
Yeah.
The big one.
Oh, wow.
And now you've given that entire $1,000 back to them and the state of Florida Lottery. Thanks you for your service.
Yes, I
So
have.
bad. Where's Paul? Why is he in Texas?
He's in Texas for work.
He's got a job?
He's got a real job,
I didn't
believe it or
know he
not.
had a real job.
Kiss my KMA doesn't.
He has a real
pay the
job
bills.
and he produces for us?
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
It's funny. You know what? He asked me. Well, he's like, I need help. Somebody needs to walk my dogs. I was like, oh, no problem, man. I'll do it. And
He's so gullible.
I know. He sends me. He's like, I'm just going to send you the info, where the key is and whatnot. This guy sends me a 5-page outline of directions, photos attached, with his finger pointing on where the front door is, where the key is.
With
I'm
his
like,
finger pointing.
Like, for real. Like, I was like, wow. I can't.
To walk dogs?
To walk the dogs. I'm like, wait till you have very, very thorough. But wow, I wish he was that thorough with his work. At KMA Radio.
Wow. Wow.
We'd be really well off.
You know, he could take that from me, but coming from you, I think that would really hurt.
I think he needs to hear it.
I think that would have really hurt him.
So I can't wait to go walk his dogs.
It's a good thing. Colin, you have to make an audio bite of that so we can play it when he's in the studio.
He might be listening already.
He's listening. No, he's listening. I was just on the phone with him.
Oh, so
hey,
bad.
Paul. It's all good. I'll be there. Don't worry.
So it's going to be a fantastic episode today. We've got Jeff Borysiewicz from Corona Cigar.
Yeah,
We're going to talk about the Florida Barn Smoker, the Florida Sun-Grown Tobacco. A lot of fun stuff going on.
A whole lot of stuff going on.
And, of course, we're probably going to have to hit on Stevie's funny new diamond in the roughs in the bourbon world.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
that's where Adam will get excited.
Yeah, you had me at whiskey or malt.
Bourbon.
Yeah.
He was drooling when we went to go visit the Tampa store last year. We did the live remote.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty great.
Yeah.
I still have dreams about it. Just the wall of whiskey. Just
we drank so much. That was like our most expensive remote, and we drove.
That's why you bring a sober person.
Who drove? Adam?
AJ.
No. Oh, yeah,
AJ.
we bought a driver.
Yes,
that's right.
We did.
Yeah. We drove. We were all drinking that whole
weekend. We're like, how many bar tabs do we have?
I actually think I called you. Like, did we
you
spend
did.
that much?
I'm like,
yeah. Was it fraud?
Yeah, no, it was no fraud. I did have 4 bottles of champagne.
That was terrible.
Adam did have a bottle of bourbon.
I just remembered that.
Yep.
Maybe half.
Did we really spend that much?
Yeah, that was fun.
God.
Well, every week at Kiss My Ash Radio, we like to give great stuff away. Every week we give away a fantastic prize from our good friends over at Zycar in the Zycar Caption Contest. Last week we had John Hopkins took home a fantastic prize. Make sure you check out the Kiss My Ash Radio Facebook page where you can see John's winning caption. This week, if you want to take home a fabulous X875 Camo Double Guillotine Cutter from our good friends at Zycar, just head to the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page, and you can put your best caption on the photo of the president playing golf in the rough.
You know, he doesn't look too good like in normal clothes.
Like with it tucked in.
I don't know. He should
be a tucked out kind of guy.
When I was looking at the caption contest, I didn't even realize it was him. Like, what?
Who else did you think it was?
I'm trying to. Well, that's one way to get in the grass.
Yeah.
Is that your caption?
I don't know. I'm working on it.
I just
not as good as last week's.
No.
I'll have a couple more in the next.
What about our poll this week?
All right. Every week we do a poll from our good friend Scott and the good guys over at Recluse Cigars. Last week we asked you, what is the worst fad of all time?
I actually agree with all of results this week on it.
Yeah.
And, leggings got 0% of the vote.
Because guys like to see girls in leggings.
I don't think leggings is that much of a fad.
I didn't know it was that
It
much.
is.
Is it?
Is it?
I see girls in leggings all the time. No?
Yeah, it's a fad.
Uh,
Well, I'm not. I'm
Tramp
wearing workout pants.
Tramp stamps only got 6%, which I have no problem with.
No issue.
I don't know that many guys who really got a problem with it.
Mood rings, the most
such an
dated one
old
on there,
fad, yeah.
16%.
I had like 5.
Skinny jeans.
So true.
34%.
So true.
My husband wears them.
We know. He was referenced when we did the poll last week.
He was
when I wasn't here. What did you guys say about
he
him?
referenced it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
because I didn't know actually that he wore them, so I kind of made a comment. Adam's like, well, Duncan wears them. I'm like, oh.
Well, he's really skinny, and he can wear skinny jeans.
Oh, yeah. I think he wears skinny everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, of course, the number one worst fad of all time, vaping.
Oh, I wish it was a fad. Just tired of vaping.
I'm tired of seeing giant clouds of smoke pop out of every corner and every car and every...
They literally walk around like somebody like...
it's like the size of the cigar box.
No, but they medically etched it in their hand. I can see
Right.
these people
They
sitting on
never
the
put it
toilet in the
down.
morning,
Yeah.
getting in the shower with one hand outside the shower so they can vape.
In between brushstrokes of brushing their teeth,
it's
they're
just
vaping.
Duncan had a vape for a while, and I really didn't like it. So we were on a boat, and I put it on top of the beach towel, and all of a sudden I grabbed the beach towel. Whoops! The vape
funny.
went in the water. He was so mad. I'm like, oopsies.
That's so funny.
I'll make you quit.
but you know what? It really is, because you know what? Even the people who are cigarette smoker, they go outside for 2 or 3 minutes, they come back in. But vapors just everywhere.
All day, every day,
long.
everywhere.
It's just too much.
And they're trying to tell you, no, it's not addicting. It's not habit forming. Really?
People that don't even smoke vape.
It's good for you.
Yeah, right? Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm sure your lungs are meant to take chemical vaping smoke.
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Listen, anything that's brewed in the back room of some guy's little bodega shop, I got to worry about. Because a lot of these guys, that's what they do now. They're like brewing this.
They're like making the...
Yeah, it's like in their back room of their little shop.
Or whatever they're doing with.
And
Yeah.
it's 100% natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations, Eric Banovich. You took home the 5-pack from our good friends at Recluse for participating in last week's poll. If you'd like to take home a 5-pack from Recluse Cigars, just head to the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page and cast your vote in this poll. It's tax time. How do you like to spend your tax return check? A box or two of my favorite premium cigars, a luxurious dinner out with my loved one, a vacation, a bottle of my favorite beverage, put it right into savings, or I don't get any money back.
I don't think I've gotten a tax return back in 10 years.
I typically go on a vacation. Not this year, but in the past.
Well, everybody knows how I spend my tax returns.
Bourbon.
Booze?
Yeah.
Booze.
Bourbon.
Yeah, just a little bit, probably. You got to make sure the bar is well stocked.
Speaking of booze, anything in the brews lately? You haven't bought beer in a long time.
Well, we talked about that the other day.
No, we talked about that like months ago.
Are you brewing currently?
No, brewing, or we're bringing beer.
No. You brewing.
Oh yeah, it's.
Are you done with it? Are you over it now? Because you were brewing heavily for a while there.
Yeah, it was heavily in the rotation, but it's kind of fallen off.
Too much work.
Too much work.
He's got a lot on his plate right now.
His social calendar is so full.
It is. I've got a lot of things happening. You never know.
Okay.
Yeah.
No more. So should we rename you? No more Brewmeister? We call you the Bourbon Meister?
Do we really need to? We really want to go through
the
that
Bourbon
relabeling
Meister.
again? It's so difficult. I have to get a new email address. It'll be terrible.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jeff Borysiewicz of Corona Cigar Company. Keep it lit.
I can barely remember, but my first time was on my boat. Winning! My first time was in the locker room at the gym after a grueling workout. My first time was on a cool, crisp morning right on the 18th hole. Everyone remembers the first time they had Hex. Hex cigars are the perfect balance of body and flavor that will have you reminiscing long after the embers have gone out. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer today, because you will always remember the first time you had Hex.
Nat Sherman is the leading American luxury brand in premium cigars. From the classic range of the Metropolitan and Host selections to the transformative Timeless collection, their elegant Sterling and limited edition offerings, or the bold and commemorative 1930 blend Andy Polka. Everyone has the opportunity to enjoy a Nat Sherman experience. Family owned and operated since 1930, Nat Sherman's tradition of innovation and commitment to excellence reminds us why America's Nat Sherman brand is known as tobacconist to the world.
Sereno Royale cigars, created at the La Corona Cigar Factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. Each artfully crafted blend comes to life under the watchful eye of master blender Omar Gonzalez Aleman and industry veteran Anthony Sereno. A combination of hand-selected tobaccos from the fertile soils of Esteli and Jalapa are aged for over 5 years and then draped with a luxurious wrapper leaf. A post-roll aging process of 2 additional years brings you an endlessly complex and balanced experience. Visit our website at serenocigars.com.
The Oliva family, makers of some of the most affordable yet highest-rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars, and in 2014, the Serie V Melanio Figurado was crowned as #1 cigar in the world. The Serie V Melanio is known for its rich, big notes of leather framed by a range of coffee, caramel, and woody intonations. So, always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality.
Hey, cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only non-profit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
Quality and value are always the 2 biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit sindicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars.
The recently released Perdomo Double-Aged 12-Year Vintage is an extremely rare blend of Perdomo's finest and most cherished 12-year-old fillers, binders, and wrappers. Bale-aged for 10 years and then barrel-aged in bourbon barrels for an additional 2 years, these exquisite Nicaraguan tobaccos are bursting with rich, complex flavors. Offered in Connecticut, sun-grown, or Maduro, available at only 250 authorized tobacconists worldwide, the Perdomo Double-Aged 12-Year Vintage is a must-have for every cigar enthusiast.
Since the dawn of time, the universe has been constantly evolving. Now experience the evolution of flavor. Sindicato Cigars, available in Ecuadorian shade-grown Corojo and San Andres Marron wrappers, are beautifully crafted by master blender Arsenio Ramos. Using a double-leaf binder and meticulously box-pressed, Sindicato Cigars provide the perfect draw to deliver the evolved flavors you won't soon forget. Visit sindicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Sindicato Cigars.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio. I'm Adam K, the Brewmeister. We are here broadcasting live in sunny South Florida.
I woke up hungry again.
Really?
Yeah. I was hoping
Most people do.
I know, but I don't eat breakfast typically, so I'm usually like, I get through it and I don't get hungry, but I think it's just sitting around in the radio show, because during work you never see me eat in the morning.
No, never.
Never. I don't eat all
I don't
day.
typically see you in the morning.
Well, that's true too, but I mean, from when I get into when I go home, you barely see me. But I think it's just sitting around talking. And then I think subconsciously, I think, we had a guest in the studio.
Oh, Paul's got bagels.
Paul's got bagels for us this morning because
He's not here.
We have a guest
Sorry,
in the studio.
Jeff. You normally have bagels.
Yeah, he usually brings bagels.
But...
So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a bagel when I get there. And I didn't know he was in Texas.
Bummer.
I'm sure he told me. I just forgot. I don't listen to anything Paul says.
It's okay. And with that, let's see. It's time for what we consider to be our favorite part of the show.
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
It's time to meet your maker.
This week, Kiss My Ash Radio is pleased to welcome back to the airwaves retailer extraordinaire, farmer, RV driver,
fisherman,
vast cigar enthusiast,
political
advocate, whiskey
connoisseur,
aficionado, a man of many hats.
Have we left anything out?
A husband and father.
There you go.
Did we say that?
Yes.
Most important
Make
too.
sure Tanya knows,
Yeah, I'm a family girl.
Jeff Borysiewicz. Jeff, welcome back, buddy.
Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
This is your first time in the studio?
Yes.
I know you called in before.
Last time, well, I watched you do it in our Tampa store before,
Right,
and I
we
knew
can
you used to
let
do
them
it in your cigar stores, so I thought I was going to be smoking a cigar this morning, but that's okay. That's all right. I smoked one halfway on the way.
There you go. Yeah. We were told we would be taken more seriously nationally if we broadcast from an actual studio.
All right.
And it wouldn't be such a podcast feel if we kept doing it remotely. So
Okay.
We made the move, about a year ago?
At least.
It's really funny because we started in the studio, then we loved it when we went to the shop.
Yeah, we loved
Then
it.
we came back to the studio, it really hurt for a while.
Yeah, but then we got used to
got
it.
over it, yeah.
It's 20 minutes
It was
closer
nice
to
to
my
be able to
house.
order a Bloody Mary, have a cigar while you're on the air. And
Smoke.
Well, this is nice. It's a very professional setup, and I'm sure the quality of the wires and all that other stuff will lead you in when you don't have to move it every
Like
week.
our yoga mat. We do this because our guests bang their watches and stuff.
It's the Caldwells and the
Warps
Mabus
and Kyle Gellis.
They come with all this jewelry on their wrists, and so every time they hit this table, it echoes like so. Yeah,
None on my hands, so you don't have to worry about me.
Yeah,
good call.
So tell us what's going on.
Well, we got a lot cooking.
I mean, got a whole bunch of stuff on the map lately.
Yeah.
Upcoming soon is what? You got the Barnyard Smoker?
We got the Florida Barn Smoker. That's May 20th.
And that's with Drew Estate?
Yeah, Drew Estate will hold that. They have the what they like to call the American Tobacco Experience. You know, Drew Estate was one of the first to really do the Nicaraguan cigar tours and cigar safaris.
Yeah.
So the American Tobacco Experience that they do between Kentucky and Connecticut and Florida gives people a chance to see how we do it in the United States, but also some people that don't always have the opportunity to go,
to
travel
farms.
abroad. Yeah. Well, to take a week or two off to go to Nicaragua or Dominican Republic. So
is it a week or two of
well,
event?
no, I'm saying when you go
if you
on
had
a
to go
barn
travel and
when
get
you-
out of town.
Correct. So it's about a 5-day trip if you're going to
Right.
safari.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's really you see people that come to the Barn Smokers that have been to Nicaragua and Dominican Republic and watch how it's done there, and those are really interesting because the stark differences between how we grow it here, or at least at our farm, how we grow it versus how it's grown in those other countries.
Well, what are the stark differences?
Oh, I feel like this is a rabbit hole. Hold that thought, because I want to get an entire segment on just the tobacco farming and everything else.
Okay.
But I just wanted to get into what's it like. Obviously, you hosted one of the Barn Smokers last year.
Yes.
And what was that experience like in bringing guys in? And what was, I mean, were eyes open to tobacco in Florida and just shocked faces of...
Yeah, most people didn't realize, that you could do it in Florida, which is kind of odd because Florida was the second largest tobacco growing state in the United States.
Right. And isn't like the climate and everything very similar to
we're the
Dominican?
closest,
we're pretty close to.
Yeah,
we're close to Cuba.
We're the closest farm to Cuba. And what's also interesting, what's more important than just how close we are to Cuba, it's the altitude. We're at 110 feet above sea level where we are, and that's the same altitude where Pinar del Rio is in Cuba.
Right.
110. When you go up to Nicaragua and Honduras, you're at 1,200, 1,500, 1,600 feet above sea level.
Big difference.
It makes a huge difference because that really has a big effect on your humidity and on your temperature. So that has is almost as big effect as how far up and down you are, as far as how north or south you are of the equator.
Wow.
Yeah, so it worked out well, but I got to tell you, we aren't the ones that figured this out. That we had people, Cubans came here in 1896. They grew it all the way through to 1898 and passed about 5 years during the revolution when Cuba was getting its independence from Spain. They were very uncertain about what the future of Cuba was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So Cubans went to Fort Meade, Florida, which is about a 45-minute drive from where our farm is, and it's about 45 minutes south of Tampa. And they had a huge plantation. It was extremely successful. The only reason they left is once the Cubans got their independence, they saw a bright future again in their home country. So they packed up and left and went back because they felt they could own land.
Right.
Fast forward, right? It's kind of like
Right.
they felt they could own land instead of the Queen owning it,
Right.
Spain owning the land. But
the ironies.
Yeah, the ironies,
Whoops.
right? Yep.
I want to touch base about what you mentioned, your farm, but I want to finish up this barnyard for our listeners out there who really don't know what this is. So this goes on by your farm in Florida.
Yeah. So
monthly?
No, it's annual.
Annual.
The reason we only grow one crop a year, so we, in Florida we could actually have 2 growing seasons, but honestly we're so doggone tired at the end of the first.
Right.
We don't want to do it anymore.
Now, how many seasons of you actually planting and harvesting tobacco?
This will be our seventh crop.
Okay.
So, but we actually, the season starts for us in January when you plant the seeds in the seed beds in the greenhouses. You transplant those tobacco seeds or seedlings into the field in usually first or second week of March, depending on, we watch cold fronts and things like that.
Yeah.
Right? So that's when our planting season starts. We're generally completely finished with all field work by July 1st.
So the date of the barnyard falls in between. When is the exact date of the smoker?
The barn smoker is going to occur right when we're going through what we would call our first priming. So people will actually get to see us start harvesting tobacco, hanging tobacco. The barn won't have a lot of tobacco in it because we're literally starting that week.
Right.
Starting.
But there's always a trade-off when you do these things, because if you go later in the season, the field won't look as pretty because
Right.
But the barn will be full. And
then the barn would
yeah.
be full, right? But your stalks in the field would only have half of the leaves.
They're all
on it.
pruned.
Correct. So if you get it there early in the beginning, the fields look great, but when you walk in the barn, it won't be covered in tobacco.
Right.
So it's the trade-off that you have.
So what's the date of the barn smoker?
May 20th.
May 20th.
It's
And
Saturday.
Is it a one-day event?
Yeah, we start at 10 in the morning, and we roll it up by 4 or 5 o'clock.
And if anybody wants tickets or more information,
the barnsmoker.com
Okay.
is the website. That's Drew Estate's website, where they have all of their barn smokers listed. So barnsmoker.com is
Okay.
where you can get the tickets, and it gives a whole itinerary of what we do.
I've heard great things about it. I mean, one of these days we were going to take a ride up.
You guys should come.
Maybe we should do a live remote one day or something
Yeah,
from up there. But
absolutely.
yeah,
So
we will.
like Pedro comes up from Nicaragua, so he does the tours when he's in for the cigar safaris. So anyway, so we have both his Nicaraguan presentation, my American one, and it's a nice blend.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
What's the cost per person?
I think the tickets are $90 plus. You got to pay $100. You got to pay $10 for the cigars because we can't give away all the
Right,
cigars
of
anymore
course.
because of that silly FDA stuff. So in the end, you're out $100.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, $100. Make sure you check out barnsmoker.com for those of you in the Kentucky or Connecticut areas. It should be a fantastic time as well. They'll be there going on as well. We're going to have more with Jeff Borysiewicz when we come back. We're going to continue talking about what it's like to farm in Florida. And, I want to know what's the weirdest thing you didn't think you would have to do as a farmer. Keep it lit.
If you had to pack a go bag, what would go in it? For Pepe Mendez, it was his rare Pilotico tobacco seeds, which he personally carried to the Dominican Republic half a century ago. In tribute, we introduced the Monte Cristo Pilotico Pepe Mendez, a robust cigar with nutty, leathery notes and a slow burn that marks the rebirth of a golden age. Try the new Monte Cristo at your local cigar lounge, and you may want to pack one to go too. Surgeon General warning, tobacco smoke increases the risk of lung cancer and heart disease even in non-smokers.
Since the dawn of time, the universe has been constantly evolving. Now experience the evolution of flavor. Sindicato cigars, available in Ecuadorian shade-grown Corojo and San Andres Marron wrappers, are beautifully crafted by master blender Arsenio Ramos. Using a double-leaf binder and meticulously box-pressed, Sindicato cigars provide the perfect draw to deliver the evolved flavors you won't soon forget. Visit SindicatoCigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Sindicato cigars.
Hoya de Nicaragua proudly announces the release of Cuatro Cinco Reserva Especial, a carefully modified recipe containing a unique and exceptional selection of barrel-aged Grade A fillers and a beautiful silky shade-grown habanero wrapper from the legendary Jalapeno Valley. Produced in small quantities, this exceptional medium to full-body cigar will continue to captivate consumers with its rich Nicaraguan complexity, subtle woody and sweet flavors, and a velvety finish. Try a Cuatro Cinco Reserva Especial today.
Quality and value are always the two biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars.
Caldwell Cigar Company is a proud sponsor of Kiss My Ash Radio. Make sure you try all of Caldwell's lines, including Long Live the King, Blind Man's Bluff, and Eastern Standard, which were all awarded 91 ratings by Cigar Aficionado and Cigar Snob. Do not forget the 93-rated King is Dead, which earned a spot in the top 25 cigars of the year last year by Cigar Aficionado. You can find more information by following Caldwell Cigar Company on Facebook. If you're not running with us, run from us. We own the night. Caldwell Cigar Company.
Hey, cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only non-profit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
When a child is diagnosed with cancer, their life and their family's life changes dramatically. Chemotherapy treatments, doctor visits, and trips to the hospital soon consume their time. The programs and services provided by the Kids Cancer Foundation make it possible for the foundation to meet the needs of our young patients and families. We could not provide these resources without your support. For more information and to find out how you can make a difference in the life of a child battling cancer, call 561-333-8116 or visit kidscancersf.org.
Sponsored by CLE Cigars.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio. I'm Adam K, the Brewmeister. With me, of course, the lovely Lady M, and everyone's favorite film and television critic, Honest Abe.
Yeah. What did you see? Did you see the commercial for the new Mummy movie?
Yes.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I don't know why they thought that was something that needed to be redone.
I don't know either.
How many mummies do you need?
I think there's like 6 now. If that's a sequel to the series,
it's a reboot. It's kind of like when they rebooted
It's a complete
Transformers.
reboot?
It's like when they rebooted Transformers with Mark Wahlberg. Now Shia LaBeouf doesn't exist. It's just Mark Wahlberg in this world that has to have Transformers in it.
But you know the first Mummy movies were kind of like
kitschy.
Kitschy, yeah, that's the word too, man. I was trying to think of what's the word. It's like not a seriously made movie, but this one looks like
I
it's
feel
trying
that
to be
the
seriously
only
done.
movies that should be built into series is Jurassic Park. Like, I can watch like 50 of them. For real. Dinosaur Girl.
Didn't like any of the Batman or
No,
Avengers?
Jurassic Park. I can watch a new one every year.
I do want to see Guardians of the Galaxy too, though.
1 more month.
Yeah, that's going to look interesting.
Oh, yes. But anyway, we're here.
I'm a Marvel Universe guy.
Yeah, I know. I made
her Spider-Gwen.
He made me Spider-Woman.
Spider-Gwen.
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 I don't know what that
Get it
means.
right. Well, that's your name.
That's
Gwen.
my name. Abe made me a superhero, and he's like, send me a screenshot of your face.
Well, I just got that new sticker
And I do, and then he
thing.
sends me back me in like a mask with a spider thing,
Wait,
and
hold
I'm
on.
like, what?
Have you seen the new stickers commercial? It's
7 in the
no.
morning.
Where the kids are running around.
It's annoying the crap out of me, and I'm really sick of it.
It's a big commercial right now. It's like on like every 10 minutes. But boys are boys and girls. I don't even know what that song is. But kids are running around slapping stickers on people. Well, it's a new feature on the iPhone. But what's really cool is, say you send me a picture via text, right? If I add the sticker on my phone, it updates it on your phone. So I don't have to resend a text. It just automatically updates it. So I haven't quite figured it all out yet, but I'll show. You'll get a kick out of it. I'll show it to you during the next break.
It must not have hit my kid's school yet because I haven't seen it.
The commercials on TV like 20 times a day.
It was on every other minute during
Spider-Gwen.
every single break.
She had sent me that earlier, so I add that on my phone, and it just pops up on her picture like that.
That might be next week's caption contest. All right. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, we're here in our Meet Your Maker segment with Jeff Borysiewicz of Corona Cigar and Florida's sun-grown tobacco grower himself. Before we went to break, we talked about the Florida Barn Smoker coming up.
Yep.
And we had gotten a little bit into the whole Florida sun-grown tobacco. And, you know, Eric Espinosa is famously saying, for getting into the cigar industry, well, if you want to get in the cigar industry, go to the roulette table. Throw down $1 million on black. If it wins, great. Do it again. If it wins, great. Do it again. And that's how you need to get in the cigar industry. Is that like getting into growing tobacco? Is it the same kind of an idea?
I'll just pretend I understood that reference.
Well,
means you better win a lot of money, and it's it'll eat your pocket.
You think you've got enough money to get into growing tobacco, but then you don't because it's just a money pit. It's kind of like a boat where they say, "Bring out another 1,000 if you have a boat."
It is like a boat, but
friend of the boat.
Let me explain. The difference is I knew about this going into it.
So you weren't surprised by anything?
No, it was a. Listen, if you're going to go make T-shirts, right, in the United States, you already know that there's no possible way you're going to compete with the cost of labor in China. It's not going to happen. So when we grew tobacco, we already knew that. That was the whole reason the industry went away. In 1977, there's no more crops there. So we went into this knowing that it's going to cost us a tremendous amount of money. I remember one of the first people I had talked to was John Oliva Sr. And now he is a broker that deals with growers, farmers, right? Mm-hmm. And then he has all the farms in Ecuador. And he said, listen, you're going to lose your ash on this, right? That on money, because it's going to cost you $20,000 an acre to grow, and it's just
you won't make $20,000 an acre.
Heck no, there's no our tobacco costs $40 a pound for us to grow.
Really?
Yes. Now tobacco in Nicaragua is $10. Okay, so we already knew that, but what John doesn't know, what I had told him, I says, listen, I'm not doing this as a farmer trying to make money. We're a retailer, right? You're a retailer. You know, people pay for something unique and something that's quality, and as long as it's very good.
So your cum was on the cigar side.
Correct. So Corona Cigar essentially not only financed but still supports the farm to this day. Mm-hmm. So we knew that was not the reason we were doing this, was to.
That's not where the profit was going to be made.
No, because we know it. There's no way.
Well, it probably lowers some of your costs because you're giving the manufacturers who make cigars for you tobacco, so you're getting a break there.
No, we're not.
No, really.
And I'll tell you why. Because they have to do the same amount of work when they get actually a little bit more, because they got to import our tobacco in from the United States. There's a lot of red tape involved. You got to get the containers out of the United States.
So they don't get charged for the tobacco?
It depends.
Oh, okay.
Some it depends on the brand. Some of the times that tobacco's bought, but if it goes into a cigar like the 4 or 5 you see.
Yeah, I want to talk about these too.
All right, but I'm just saying it depends on the brand. If it's a national brand that's intended to go out to other stores, they got to buy the tobacco. Mm-hmm. If it's a brand that's for us, it's just factored into the cost of the cigars, but it doesn't lower the cost of the cigars. You would think it would.
I would have, yeah.
Yeah, but it really doesn't.
Wow.
That is really interesting. So what's the biggest shocker you've had as growing tobacco?
Yeah. So it actually happened this week.
Good timing.
Yeah. So at our farm, where there's a pond that runs through it, and there's always been this little alligator. He's only been 3-4 feet long, right?
You know they grow.
Yeah, I know. So this little alligator hangs out, and the farm workers would always they thought it was funny. They'd always throw, their lunch and stuff at it.
Oh, no.
Alligators love marshmallow peeps. Fun fact.
They love sandwiches and bread and everything else that you toss at them. So I tell them, I said, listen, don't feed that alligator, because I don't want that thing, coming up and all this other stuff.
Being comfortable coming up to people.
Scrummaging around
so we
for
tell
food.
them time and time again, stop feeding the alligator, stop feeding the alligator, turn
nobody
around.
Listens.
Yeah, nobody listens, right? So anyway, last season it was weird. This alligator wasn't around. So, okay, wonder where he went. I don't know, he maybe moved off.
Got eaten.
Last week, I get a text from one of the farm team there, and we have this fence with sugarcane that goes around the field, and that's a barrier to keep out grasshoppers and things like that. This thing, there was like an 11-foot alligator crawled out from behind the sugarcane of the fence.
Oh, yeah,
thing was huge.
I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah,
this
man,
week.
that thing was going nuts and was like hissing and all that stuff. Huge alligator, and I was like, man, I was so thankful that thing didn't make it into the field, Because what happens when you're walking through tobacco, he could be the next row over from you.
Right.
So thank God he didn't get in. So that was
So he got stuck by the sugar cane.
Yeah, we got a fence behind the sugar cane. A wire fence. So he was trying to get in though. He was looking. The thing is, he'll keep going down until he finds the gate, and he will get in.
Yeah.
So fortunately, he didn't get in the field. But I tell you what, and that thing is so big. What happens is big ones eat the little ones. So that's what I think happened to that little one. So anyway, that was the weirdest thing.
It's kind of like my brother and I.
Yeah.
Big one ate the little one.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Now just offbeat. We're friends, so I know a little bit more about your history than others. But at what point did you get the concept to say, I want to grow tobacco here in Florida? Because I know somebody mentioned that you said this is one of your most proudest things of your accomplishments. But at what point did you think that this was something you want to do?
Well, I had always had an affinity for agriculture. When I was in high school, I was in the Future Farmers of America, junior high as well.
Really?
I was actually state tractor driving champion for
3
years.
Yes, Jeff.
Please tell me you still have the trophy. I do. So anyways.
I didn't know that side of him, but when he started sending me pictures, man, he's like a real farm guy,
Yeah.
man. He's out there in the tractor with his boys and driving around and hauling stuff, and you got pumpkins you harvest and donate to the schools. Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff going on.
So when I was 13, 14, 15, those 3 years, I worked for a lady down the street who owned a big orange grove, and so I was like basically the laborer. But every now and then she'd let me drive the tractor, and that was like the
highlight.
That was the carrot, That's because other than that was using a hoe and doing all kinds of hard work. So anyway, I always had an affinity for agriculture. So fast forward to in my 40s, right? I start getting really active in politics because this whole S-chip stuff and this FDA stuff. And one of the things they kept saying is, well, how many American jobs? We tell them all these farms in Nicaragua and all this stuff. So they were like, how many American jobs? That's all I cared about. And I was like, it's too bad we don't have any farms in Florida. And I started looking, boom, Florida used to grow a ton of cigar tobacco. J.C. Newman has the only cigar factory
right.
and all that stuff. And that story resonates in Washington, by the way. The story of the only cigar factory left in the cigar city of Tampa.
That they listen to.
That's what gets a guy in California or Nevada to say, you know what, you're right. The FDA shouldn't be putting these guys out of business because to them it's the same thing as putting the last car company in Detroit out of business. So I was like, listen, they used to grow the tobacco here. I love farming. We were in a bad recession, right?
Yeah.
It was 2012. No one had jobs. There was all kinds of foreclosures and stuff. I said, well, if there was a time to do it, let's do it now. So in 2013, I planted our first. I've done a lot of research, though. Google was a big help, right?
Wow.
So, and the other thing is that Google has these old books that they archive from 100 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and there's tons of information about tobacco, especially in Florida, that the books I have are from 1898, 1896. The Department of Agriculture used to do a lot of work on that.
Like you bought these books from Google?
No, you can get them on Google. You just read them.
Oh, digital.
Yeah.
Oh, digital, okay.
So anyway, I was up at Altadis's farm up in Connecticut, and one of the guys, the guy that's head of agriculture, he goes, don't laugh about those old books. He goes, those things, everything they talk about that they did 125 years ago,
we're still doing.
He goes, we're a little more modern, but at the end of the day, your tobacco that's in the field doesn't know whether it's 2017 or 1717. Doesn't know. So that's why the same practices and the same principles that are there work today. So that's what we, I started in 2013. We learned a lot. Obviously, the hardest part is we're the only guy growing it in Florida again. Everybody else that used to grow it is, they're gone. These guys are either dead or whatever. Now,
is there an agricultural or farming community like that you belong to? Do they all get around and go, that's the guy planting tobacco in Florida?
So here's the deal.
Did that happen or no?
Well, it was actually, I was honored. I was invited to there's a tobacco growers association up in North Florida, but they grow cigarette tobacco, right? So they keep hearing about this crazy guy in Orlando that's growing cigar tobacco. So they said, listen, come on up there. And I did, and it was fun because now what they grow, they're all mechanized, and so tobacco costs them like $2-3 a pound to grow. And when they hear all the labor that we got to go, they're like, what? This is crazy. Yeah. Or they're like, how do I get into it? And I said, well, you better start a cigar company so you can sell these things because no one's buying the tobacco. Trust me.
Right.
You got to be able to sell the cigars. So anyway, there is just that community, but there's no one to lean on because they don't grow cigar tobacco, and cigarette tobacco is totally different when it comes to harvesting and topping and growing and all that other stuff. The seed variety and plant basics are the same. but the hard part, which is the suckering and the harvesting and hanging, is not.
Right.
So, and the other thing is, you can bring a guy over from Cuba, you could bring a guy over from Nicaragua, or even Connecticut. It's different. They'll say, all right, you do this, so we want to start fires in the barn to dry the tobacco. Next thing you know, the last thing we need is fires in the barn, because it's hot and it's actually, the heat dries our tobacco quick. So we're the opposite. Well, other people, when you go to Nicaragua, you see them, trying to get moisture out, or in Connecticut, they're trying to get moisture out. We're actually humidifying our barn to add moisture in, because it's 55%. If you go outside right now, it's a little cool, so it's actually dropped down. But average humidity during the day in the summertime for us is 55%. Tobacco, when we're hanging it and curing it, I want it at 80 when I first put it in, and I want to gradually drop it down, 75 to 70, and then when I'm ready to get the stem dry, then we'll drop it down to 60. So we have to control that same way you control your humidor. So while I went into this looking at, you got to do it like they do in Nicaragua, that was a big mistake. I had to figure this out on our own, but it worked out. I fortunately I understand, mechanical stuff. So if I wasn't a mechanic, I'll tell you now, if you're not a mechanic, don't become a farmer either.
A lot of stuff breaking down.
Stuff breaks constantly. You think your kids' toys and bikes and stuff break. When
But you were technically a real mechanic.
That's what I'm saying. If I didn't know how to do that, I'd be in trouble.
All right, that's another good story. We're going to get to that on the other side. Next up, we're going to talk about the news, and when we come back at the top of the hour, more with Jeff Borysiewicz. Keep it lit.
Sereno Royale cigars, created at the La Corona Cigar Factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. Each artfully crafted blend comes to life under the watchful eye of master blender Omar Gonzalez Aleman and industry veteran Anthony Sereno. A combination of hand-selected tobaccos from the fertile soils of Esteli and Jalapa are aged for over 5 years and then draped with a luxurious wrapper leaf. A post-roll aging process of 2 additional years brings you an endlessly complex and balanced experience. Visit our website at serenocigars.com.
Zycar, the world leader in cigar accessories, has done it again. Some of their best accessories are now even better. The popular VX V-Cutter we all know and love with its razor-sharp inverted blade is now available in a carbon fiber and mesh look finish. Also, the new ELX is more ergonomic in your hand and has a new internal components that give it more of the horsepower you need. These, of course, all come with their incredible lifetime warranty. Stop by Smoke In today and become part of the Zycar Nation. Zycar for life.
When a child is diagnosed with cancer, their life and their family's life changes dramatically. Chemotherapy treatments, doctor visits, and trips to the hospital soon consume their time. The programs and services provided by the Kids Cancer Foundation make it possible for the foundation to meet the needs of our young patients and families. We could not provide these resources without your support. For more information and to find out how you can make a difference in the life of a child battling cancer, call 561-333-8116 or visit kidscancersf.org.
Sponsored by CLE Cigars.
Since the dawn of time, the universe has been constantly evolving. Now experience the evolution of flavor. Sindicato Cigars, available in Ecuadorian shade-grown Corojo and San Andres Marron wrappers, are beautifully crafted by master blender Arsenio Ramos. Using a double-leaf binder and meticulously box-pressed, Sindicato Cigars provide the perfect draw to deliver the evolved flavors you won't soon forget. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Sindicato Cigars.
Hi, this is Rocky Patel, and I'd like to invite you to try one of our decade cigars. This premier cigar received a 95 rating from Cigar Aficionado, one of the highest ratings ever afforded by that magazine. It's a beautiful Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper with fillers from Nicaragua and Honduras. This cigar is medium to full-bodied, rich, complex, yet elegant and well-balanced. I promise you, you're going to love the decade. Try it.
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
Congratulations, champ, on winning your exhibition fight. What are you going to do to celebrate?
I'm going to smoke one of these amazing Leaf by Oscar cigars.
You mean Leaf by Oscar?
That's what I said, Leaf by Oscar.
It's called Leaf by Oscar, and yes, they are amazing cigars.
See, now you're making me mad. I just want to enjoy my Leaf by Oscar cigar, but you're making fun of me.
It's called Leaf by Oscar.
That's 2 knockouts. Now I get to smoke 2 Leaf by Oscar cigars.
That's Leaf by Oscar.
This is a La Aurora issued public service announcement. The iconic lion has gone rogue. Breaking out of the original Dominican cigar factory is Untamed by La Aurora. Undoubtedly, one of their strongest cigars proves that not only can their factory provide flavorful sticks, but powerful as well. Taking a fantastic Dominican Nicaraguan blend and wrapping it with an oily Connecticut broadleaf wrapper creates a wild ride of flavor from start to finish. Be aware, this animal is extremely aggressive and should be approached with caution.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio. I'm Adam K, the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Honest Abe and the lovely Lady M.
Lady M got cold all of a sudden?
Yeah.
You just turned it up like
because
2
I know
seconds
everyone
ago.
else is hot in here. I'm like watching everyone start to like.
It couldn't even have dropped that much temperature.
Yeah, it did. All of a sudden, I'm cold.
You just bloodless.
I am.
Bloodless.
Yes, sir.
By the way, congratulations.
Thanks.
Lady M got a new home.
I did.
Yeah.
Well,
congrats.
Haven't closed
thank
yet,
you.
but
Appraisals Monday, but we're there. We're getting
You know
there.
what?
Thank
And I'm going to tell you something. It's just so you.
I know.
You ever see it? What's that commercial with the guy with the thief? Oh, I saw that couch.
Yeah.
It was
The
so
State
me.
Farm
Oh, it's so you. Yeah, that house is so you.
It's a 1950s like log cabin A-frame type.
Got like a
It's cute.
huge backyard. She's got a garden. Yeah.
A koi pond.
Jeff
and
could teach you how to farm some stuff.
It's a beautiful home. It's a beautiful home.
Get some tool kits.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time for the scoop with Coop.
What's my theme music?
And now, The Scoop with Coop, brought to you in part by cigar-coop.com.
All right, cigar news. Altus USA unveils Gisper Intenso. I love it. Adding to a brand that we barely were able to move the first time. Altus is resurrecting its Gisper brand, and the company has turned to master blender AJ Fernandez to lend a hand. They're doing a lot of these.
Who hasn't turned to AJ Fernandez?
That's true too.
But these co-op, like
I forgot the
collaboration.
Collaborations.
That's the word I was looking for. Couldn't get it out. They're doing a lot of these collaborations over the last year or two. So, and I think most of them, for the most part, has worked out all right for them. Over the past few weeks, Gisper Intenso, a collaboration, there's the word, between Fernandez and Altus' famed Grupo de Maestros team, has begun to arrive at retailers. The new Gisper Intenso brings what the name says, a more intense and bolder cigar experience. Made at Tabacalera Fernandez, the Intenso uses a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and a combination of Dominican and Nicaraguan fillers. It's available in 3 sizes, packed in 20-count boxes, with a price range of $6 to $6.95 per cigar. It's got the right price point.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
That's a nice little price there. Miguel Schodel named new national sales manager at Crowned Heads. Crowned Heads is a new national sales manager this week. The Nashville, Tennessee-based company named Miguel Schodel to the position.
Who's their old sales manager?
I don't think they had one.
Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah, I don't think they had one. They've kind of been building up as they go. He started his career at CAO Cigars, where Mike Huber and John Conner both were. He then moved to Toronio Family Cigars and was named national sales manager in late 2012. In October of 14th, 1 month following the sale of the brand to General Cigar Company, he was named the national sales manager for Duran Cigars and had served in that capacity for 2.5 years. Ironically, Schodel is reunited with Crowned Heads founders Mike Conner and John Huber, as we said, who also worked for CAO.
Interesting little family reunion there.
Yeah, best of luck.
Alec Bradley, Black Market Illicit, is to be a TAA exclusive. At the 2017 Tobacconists Association of America, you didn't go this year, did you?
No, I skipped.
Yeah, neither did I. Neither did I. We sent Adam, though.
I'm going next year.
Oh, why'd you get your lot backlash over?
I like where it's going to be.
Oh, where's it next
St.
year?
Martin.
I'll go. Adam.
Right?
Oh.
Yes.
I'll have to go next year. Alec Bradley Cigars unveiled the Alec Bradley Black Market Illicit, a new exclusive cigar for TA retailers. It's Alec Bradley's first TA release since 2013. While the Illicit brand is under Alec Bradley's Black Market line, it's a different blend. The Illicit features a Nicaraguan binder, Honduran and Nicaraguan fillers, and described from small yield farms in Nicaragua. Illicit will be offered in one size, a 6x50 Toro, and the cigars will be packed in 22-count boxes, and pricing set at $8.75.
It sounds like the plot of a Hollywood movie, but Arturo Fuente has had a 40-foot shipping container full of cigars stolen.
Man, those guys just keep getting things happen between fires and thievery.
That's a lot of cigars.
A lot of cigars.
According to a statement from the company, which appears in full below, a shipping container was stolen en route to the company's Tampa, Florida warehouse on the 3rd of April. Carlito Fuente said that the container contained hundreds of thousands of cigars, and the theft will cause more shortages of Fuente cigars this year. Fuente says the company will work to allocate cigars in a fair manner to all and is asking for patience to both retailers and consumers as they work through the shortage. He promises that the company will work diligently to recover from the theft, but will not rush production or sacrifice the quality of the finished product. If anyone tries to contact you, make sure you contact your local police.
They've had some luck with getting cigars, huh?
Yeah, I think one of the things is that, I mean, if you're going to steal a container of cigars, wouldn't that be the brand? I mean, it's the most popular brand.
Right, but you know what? It can't be that
How do you
easy.
get away?
You're moving a container of cigars.
And
That's
it's
going to be
red
the problem.
flagged. And
That's
it's-
going to be the problem. I think at this point, it's probably going to have to go. They're probably going to sell it outside the country.
in Europe or somewhere.
I mean, everybody in the country is going to know there's a container of Fuente
You can't
cigars
sell
missing.
tobacco on eBay, can you?
No, not cigars.
Decorative boxes is what they use the workaround. Yeah.
Crazy. So let me ask something. Is like on your retail side, you hear a story like this, do you immediately call up and say, "Hey, increase my back stocks on all these"? Because do you compensate for that at all?
Well, we had a lot of back orders coming in before this container got stolen. So that's what's making a problem.
They've had an issue all year.
Yeah.
So now you're going to be even more backward.
Right. We actually, since December, January, we're still waiting. I mean, I'm talking about like double Chateau Fuentes and stuff.
Let me ask you a question, because you're actually a little more knowledgeable in the production side, and the other side of it is, here's a company that's been around for 20 years. What's the scoop? I mean, have they not figured out the logistics to have inventory on hand? It's not like you just, I mean, this happens with new companies. This happens with a company who launches a brand that didn't expect it to take off. And, you know, these guys have their charts. It's got to be pretty stable by now. Why?
Well, how do you know it's stable? Who was running the factory? Remember, you had the general manager guy died last year. And then you had the old man passed away.
I know, but what I'm saying,
Carlito's running. He's got a team, and he's expanding the factory as well because they knew they had a back order situation. And then you've got when you're adding and trying to move stuff around, there's some issues there. I think this couldn't have come at a worse time.
Obviously,
because he's trying to increase production. It's just, and if you ever been to his factories, it's factories. It's not one big building.
It's separate little things.
Yeah.
So as they grew over the years, they didn't expand the facilities enough to compensate? Do you think that's part of the problem?
Could be.
I just don't see how a 20-year of a stable company, it's like, they're not peaking and dropping and peaking and dropping. True. How hasn't the logistics side been ironed out already?
I just think some of the back end last
There's
year,
definitely some back end issues there.
Some issues.
All right.
It's been a fascinating thing, and something straight out of the Italian Job.
Right.
In the cigar industry, where you never thought something like that might.
Well, I first heard the story. I heard that it disappeared in transit before it got to port. And I'm like, what? Or an alien ship come and take it off the... I mean, what? There's no way.
It was like Captain Phillips.
Is this
pirates boarded it and stole a
somebody pushed it off the edge of the ship? I mean, come on.
Is this The Wire season 2 all over again?
Right? Crazy.
Yeah.
Now, that makes a little more sense. It got here and then in transit to the warehouse in Tampa.
Oh, such a shame.
Somebody invent the LoJack for tobacco. That's what we need now.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah,
and they're tracking devices in everything.
Yeah. This is true. Excellent point. We're going to have to take a news break, but when we come back, we're going to talk more with Jeff Borysiewicz about all the exciting things in his life. Keep it lit.
Do you love delicious beer? Do you love delicious cigars? Well, we have the perfect cigar for you. The Quesada Keg, a savory Nicaraguan cigar draped in a beautiful Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper and packed in wooden barrels. The Quesada Keg was blended to pair with the traditional Irish stouts we all love to enjoy on St. Patrick's Day. Available in 3 tasty sizes. The Quesada Keg is available for a limited time only, so grab one today before they sell out. The Quesada Keg, the perfect cigar to pair with beer.
Spearmint Rhino, West Palm Beach is the #1 place to party in South Florida, featuring the hottest ladies performing daily. Spearmint Rhino offers $20 dances anytime, $10 dances on Tuesday with half-price champagne rooms, $3 premium drinks Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Get here early Friday and Saturday for half-price bottle service till 1 a.m. Spearmint Rhino features the hottest in new music with a party atmosphere that can't be beat. Parties are our specialty, so let us host your bachelor or bachelorette party.
The new 900 AM, the talk of the Palm Beaches, and online at 900thetalk.com.
CBS News, I'm Bill Rakoff. President Trump has wrapped up his summit at his Florida resort with Chinese President Xi Jinping, and Mr. Trump is pressuring Beijing to do more to end North Korea's nuclear program. Mr. Trump also said the Tuesday chemical attack on Syria changed his thinking toward the Assad regime and avoiding foreign conflicts. More from CBS News White House correspondent Margaret Brennan in Palm Beach.
Where do we go from here?
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said strikes are not enough and that Mr. Trump needs a long-term strategy.
Well, in the early stages, I'm glad they did it. It was a resetting moment. It was a wonderful signal to send, but it's got to be followed up.
And in Palm Beach, President Trump's policy on how to rein in nuclear-armed North Korea appeared to be starting to take shape. He was not shy in signaling that if Beijing doesn't confront the rogue state, he's willing to go it alone.
Swedish police say the man arrested Friday in relation to the attack in the center of Stockholm suspected of being the driver of the truck that killed 4 people. Sky News' Michelle Clifford with more from Stockholm.
The police had said that that man was arrested on the highest level of suspicion under Swedish law. The police are now saying that that individual who was arrested is suspected of driving the vehicle that ploughed into pedestrians and then ploughed into a shop.
Dozens more were hurt in that attack in Sweden. A military judge dismissing 2 of 8 charges against 5 prisoners at the Guantanamo Bay Detention Center charged in the September 11th attacks. The judge ruled the statute of limitations has run out on the lesser charges, but the prisoners will still face more serious charges, including 3,000 counts of murder. They could get the death penalty if convicted. The hearings are over. Judge Neil Gorsuch will become Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. Gorsuch when he's sworn in on Monday. CBS News senior legal analyst Andrew Cohen says Gorsuch will get right down to business.
In the short term, he'll be on the court in time to hear the final set of oral arguments later this month and any special oral arguments that may arise from the travel ban cases now making their way towards the court. And he immediately restores the 5-4 conservative majority that existed for many years before the death of Antonin Scalia.
Hyundai and Kia are recalling over 1 million cars and SUVs that could have serious engine defects. WWJ reporter Jeff Gilbert with more from Detroit.
The recall impacting Hyundai's Sonata and Santa Fe Sport and the mechanically similar Kia Optima, Sorento, and Sportage 2011 to 14 models. A manufacturing issue could cause the vehicles to have a loud knocking sound and in some cases stall.
Saturday play is getting underway at the Masters.
This is Steve Futterman. At the Masters in Augusta, there's a 4-way tie for first. It includes Spain's Sergio Garcia, 2 Americans, Ricky Fowler and Charlie Hoffman, and Germany's Thomas Pieters. They will begin today's round tied for first place at 4 under par.
This is CBS News.
As an entrepreneur, you're always on the go. So turn your mobile phone into a business phone system with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. Make and receive business calls using our iPhone and Android apps. Get a new business number or keep your current one. Forward your calls to any phone and even get your voicemails transcribed. Join over 250,000 small businesses who stay connected with Grasshopper. See how it works at grasshopper.com, the entrepreneur's phone system.
This is Charles Osgood. Writing job descriptions, sifting through resumes, setting up interviews, hiring is hard. But Indeed.com makes it easier. Post your jobs, manage candidates, schedule interviews, all on Indeed. And since independent research shows Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, easy works. Right now, Indeed is giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job on the world's #1 job site. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Twitter has dropped a lawsuit against the U.S. government that it filed just yesterday.
Twitter had filed suit over a government summons for records about an account that was critical of President Trump. But now the social media company says the Justice Department has withdrawn the summons. Twitter cited freedom of speech for not turning over records about an account that used the term alt along with an acronym for the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Several similar accounts have turned up challenging the president since he took office. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
Retail stores cutting jobs at the sharpest pace in more than 7 years. It's a sign of a continuing shift away from brick and mortar stores as buyers increasingly shop online. Analysts say the job losses have had less to do with the health of American consumer spending than with changes in buying habits. And Governor Jerry Brown lifting California's drought emergency. They say it's a sign of improvement after the state's driest 4-year period on record. I'm Bill Rakoff, CBS News.
Welcome to Staples.
Staples guy, I need some things for the office, but money is tight.
Well, now at Staples, we're celebrating HP Savings Month. You'll find big savings on great HP products all month long.
Save big on HP? How big?
Right now, when you buy one HP ink, you'll get the second 40% off.
Whoa, mind blown.
You're the third one this week.
Now, during HP Savings Month at Staples, buy one HP ink, get the second 40% off, and experience the outstanding print quality of original HP ink cartridges.
Ends 4/8/17. See store or staples.com/HP month for details. Restrictions may apply.
As an entrepreneur, you're always on the go. So turn your mobile phone into a business phone system with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. Make and receive business calls using our iPhone and Android apps. Get a new business number or keep your current one. Forward your calls to any phone and even get your voicemails transcribed. Join over 250,000 small businesses who stay connected with Grasshopper. See how it works at grasshopper.com, the entrepreneur's phone system.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio. I'm Adam K, the Brewmeister.
Slipping. He's slipping. Look, you know what those two look like? What was that Will Ferrell movie? The Night That Watched Me. Yeah. That's what they look like. They're bobbing their heads against the glass.
Sorry, we like good music, Abe.
Yeah.
I'm Adam K, the Brewmeister. With me, of course, broadcasting live in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, is Honest Abe and the lovely Lady M.
Easy there, Colin. You only got 6%. Remember that.
I hate myself just as much as they do, too.
Listen, it was 3% more than Paul, though.
But that's Paul. Who likes Paul?
Nobody likes Paul.
Nobody likes Paul. Sorry, Paul.
Not even your dog, Paul. Not even your damn dog.
Wow. Wow, that was low.
Colin, throwing it over the bow. Okay.
I can see the dog's depressed when he comes back home.
It was better when you...
Where's that pretty lady who was walking us?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're back with our Meet Your Maker segment with Jeff Borysiewicz of Corona Cigar and Florida Sun-Grown Tobacco. And we talked about the Barn Smoker coming up in May 20th. Make sure you check out barnsmoker.com. Pick out tickets for $100. You get cigars, and you get to learn all about tobacco.
I heard nothing but really everybody I talked to like an awesome time. So we're going to have to see if we can coordinate one year and go up there and do that.
It would be a fun time.
Yeah. It's not that far.
Listen, even if you can't do the show there, just come up sometime.
Fun.
Let's do the farm tour.
Yeah,
man.
I agree.
We'll go over there and spend a day.
Yeah. I agree.
Got some
Without
fried
doubt.
chicken and watermelon. And
can I drive the tractor?
Yeah, sure.
That's all you got.
We'll never see.
You had him a tractor.
Yeah, that's it.
And bourbon.
Yeah.
Hey,
no, we'll do it. We'll definitely do it. We'll schedule it next year.
As long as I can play She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy while I'm doing it.
Do that too.
Okay.
Is that an actual song?
Yeah. You haven't heard that?
God, you got to find this.
Not.
She thinks my tractor's sexy.
It's Kenny Chesney.
I'm too sexy for my tractor.
No,
that's the wrong guy.
He knows he's got it.
Pull it
I have that Right Said Fred song, too.
Of course.
So listen, you touched base on everything breaking down at the farm, and a lot of people don't know this about you because but you weren't actually a mechanic. You had an auto shop.
Yeah, that's after my short farming career as a teenager. When I was 15, I started working for my dad at a gas station, and then just learned how to work on cars. And I did that through college, and then ran the auto center for years.
You say mechanic, can you rebuild an engine?
I was ASE certified master technician, man.
You do all that stuff.
So I should have just brought my car over here, and you would have put my under.
I was listening. I didn't chime in.
You're getting ripped off.
I could have saved $20.
They only charge you $15.
I know.
When you said the word $15 to get something fixed at a repair shop, that's like usually they won't even walk out and.
I know.
Yeah, it's not worth starting imports.
That's because I brought the part with me.
Not just
Even
that.
still,
She went in there. She smiled.
I did tell them I'd bring them some cigars, though. Guys
Let me tell
love
you,
that.
That's the only reason they did this. Because I tell you what, we used to have a saying. It's like when you bring your own part to a repair shop, they say, "Do you bring your own hamburger to McDonald's?" No, you're not supposed to bring your own parts. But anyway,
so they might not have liked that.
But
no,
they didn't mind.
They definitely didn't like it.
They liked the part when you said, "I'm going to bring you cigars."
Yeah, I did.
That's all they heard after that. I'm going to bring you cigars.
I do. I did. Cigars on the way.
No, Jeff. I'm going to bring him cigars.
Yeah.
Let's clear that up a little bit.
Need
Let's
some
clear
cigars.
that up. So you're in this auto body shop, and at some point you put cigars in.
Yeah, there was okay. So I had the repair shop going. I graduated from UCF, and I had a few things cooking. And I was like, I loved offshore fishing and I love cigars. And I started saying, I want to start a business that I can do on a national level. Because when you have a repair shop, you're
local.
You're local,
you're
right?
Localized.
So I started mail order catalog 1996, and so I ran the business out of my house. But however, you can't get a merchant number or anything. You
Right.
A residential
So you're
address.
shipping it all to the cigar shop.
So the cigar store was my commercial address. That's where my UPS account was.
At the auto shop, I mean.
Yeah. So UPS used to drop off and pick up. I'd load up my car with all the packages every day.
Wow.
5 o'clock they'd come. We were still using those sheets to write UPS. This was before computers. So, you had computers, but UPS didn't have that computer system.
Right.
Yeah. So they'd come at 5 o'clock, pick up all the packages, and that's what I did for years. And that's how that was the genesis.
You made a catalog before you opened the stores?
Yes. I started a mailer. Yeah.
How many catalogs did you originally send out?
My first issue, I printed, I want to say 30,000 catalogs. Yeah. And this was before, catalog business was different then. I started with classified ads. That's what I did. I ran classified ads saying free cigar catalog. And so that's how I started the business. I ran them in Golf Magazine and Yachting Magazine, and
people just call or email, or they don't no email. What am I talking about?
So let me tell you the trick.
Yeah.
So back then, they used to have this company called Operator Standing By. So you'd see on TV, and you'd say
a call center.
That's it. And that's what the call center did. I was the only employee, so the call center.
They'd be calling the call center,
and they would say, "Thank you for calling Corona Cigar Company." So we had this image of being a full blown company, and it was really just me. So anyway, I would pack the boxes and ship them out, and I did the catalog. And the catalog back then you still had to use the old plates, and when you go to the press,
lot more expensive.
A lot more expensive, but it was much different then. The one thing in the industry that's interesting is printing went down. Mailing costs have gone astronomical, though.
I've always said that the only thing I've ever seen go down in my years is cost of printing.
Yeah, because of the
printing
computer.
Printing used to be so expensive.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, nothing, clothing, food.
Yeah.
Printing's the only thing I know.
Black
that
and white
prices
only. I was
just
a lot of print.
keep going down.
Yeah, but the postages ate all that up. That's why so many catalog businesses went out of business, like LL Bean. And there was a lot of there's a lot of catalog companies. If they didn't make a good shift to internet, they failed.
Well, I want to bring this up because we had Lou Rothman on the show last week. I don't know,
and I wanted to hear that.
Great show. He's always great.
I admire Lou. Lou was one of my. He was one of the guys that I watched.
I think everybody did.
Yeah, of course. He was the elephant. He was the man, and
the pioneer.
And not only that, the one thing about Lou that he is really one of the best copywriters and storytellers in the industry.
Right.
So
he's a great writer.
Yeah,
and he enjoys it.
Yeah, you can tell.
He enjoys it.
So that's the one thing I really admire Lou. His catalogs I thought were the best, and he was.
That's what differentiated him.
It is. He'd write a 3-page story on one cigar. Now that's unheard of because you don't want 3 pages. You could sell how many different brands?
Right.
But he would tell a story.
And it's funny if you go to our archive. He talked about that because when they left and why he stopped doing the magazine stuff. He enjoyed doing that in the catalogs, and everybody said, everyone wanted to make these little squares, and he never wanted to do that. Yeah. And his catalog was like reading a story, and when that changed, he just thought it affected the catalog completely.
But also, Lou knew what he was talking about too. That was what was great.
And Lou always said it the way he was.
Yes.
He didn't care if somebody got upset.
Sometimes he said a little too much.
Well, but it was.
It's the truth.
He just said what it was. If somebody got upset, somebody got upset. It's the truth, But he was on our show last week, and we were talking about catalogs. And you, as your company, not the tobacco side, but the Corona Cigar Company, you still send out a catalog.
Yeah, we do.
How viable, because we had this question, or important do you think that is today with the digital age and having basically everything up on a website? Because, even though it's a lot less expensive, if, say you're sending out 100,000 catalogs, you're still talking about $150,000 in printing and then postage.
The postage.
Yeah, you know.
And how do you figure the response? Like, how do you?
Well, it depends on.
See, Lou had a little thing. Lou's like, if we send out a catalog and we get 10 customers, it's not a good rate, but those guys will be customers for life.
It was different back then, though.
Yeah.
When Lou did it, and again, I started during that period, so you had lists that you could rent that were good lists, and you didn't have the internet so much working. Whereas now, listen, Google knows everything you looked at yesterday, today.
Yep.
TripAdvisor, it's crazy.
My phone knows where I'm going before I leave the house.
That's right. How many times do you go to a city and all of a sudden you're getting offers from things in that city? Everything now is it's connected, and they know what you're doing. So it's much cheaper for direct marketers using the internet versus the old way. We had to figure out, so what magazine do you read? And then we had to run an ad in it, or a classified ad.
Right.
And so now it's just not. And magazines themselves don't sell like they used to.
No. It's digital. I was digital now.
It's really changed. But the reason why we can still do a catalog is because I started during the catalog age. So we still have some people that aren't necessarily internet people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That are just reading the catalog and that's what they buy.
Do you have a purge? Like if you see somebody hasn't ordered like in like a year,
you have to.
Yeah, you wean them off the catalog.
Because otherwise you're going to waste so much money on postage.
It is. Wow.
So, but the internet is much more efficient and. That's just the way things are now.
So you're doing catalog out of your
out of repair shop.
Repair shop.
Yep.
And at what point do you say not only I'm going to open up a retail store?
No, there was a step
store between.
Yeah, there was a store between. So what happens? I outgrew the house, so I had I shit everywhere. I'm sorry.
Drop.
Thank you. I had stuff everywhere there. So I had
stuff everywhere in the house.
So I had to, I was like, listen, I can go either to an industrial complex and rent industrial space, or someone says, why don't you just look at this retail place? And it's not in the greatest neighborhoods, but not a bad neighborhood. And it was about the same price as industrial space. Mm-hmm. So I opened up a retail store, and I was like, listen, all I got to do is if I sell enough cigars just to pay for the utility bills, I'm still ahead.
Right.
So that's how I started my little store in Ocoee.
Did it have a lounge?
No, what? No.
Yeah, a couple
this
chairs?
thing used to be a karate studio. It still had the mirrors on the wall.
No!
And there was still a chain hanging from the heavy bag.
Oh, my God.
So it's not like Corona Cigar like you see today. So this
do you have any pictures of it?
I wish I did. I have a couple
somewhere.
But so that's the genesis of into the brick and mortar for me, right? But then my epiphany was when I started traveling to Nicaragua and Honduras, and I spent a lot of time there with Kiki Berger, and Jonathan and Drew, and so I remember the magic of going into a cigar factory, hearing all the chivetas going and the music going, and the smells and everything else, and I said, this is what a cigar store should be like. And so that's when the Corona cigar you see.
Yeah.
The genesis of that were the travels to Nicaragua, and that's what I wanted to do. That's why I had the furniture made there. That's why it has the Nicaraguan theme and vibe to it. So here's the difference. You're in South Florida too. I mean, you're not quite in Miami, but you have that Latin influence in Miami. Orlando really doesn't have that. Right. So people used to laugh. They were like, oh, man, it took a gringo to figure out the Latin culture so people would come and, spend money in it. And they liked it. They were like, why didn't we think of that? You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, that's because you guys saw it but never appreciated it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we were able to do that, and it worked out well.
Worked out very well.
Yeah, but there's a shitload of... I'm sorry.
Well, it's been another fun and exciting episode. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to keep talking to Jeff Borysiewicz of Corona Cigar. Keep it lit.
I could barely remember, but my first time was on my boat. Winning! My first time was in the locker room at the gym after a grueling workout. My first time was on a cool, crisp morning right on the 18th hole. Everyone remembers the first time they had Hex. Hex cigars are the perfect balance of body and flavor that will have you reminiscing long after the embers have gone out. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer today, because you will always remember the first time you had Hex.
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
Sereno Royale cigars, created at the La Corona Cigar Factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. Each artfully crafted blend comes to life under the watchful eye of master blender Omar Gonzalez Aleman and industry veteran Anthony Sereno. A combination of hand-selected tobaccos from the fertile soils of Esteli and Jalapa are aged for over 5 years and then draped with a luxurious wrapper leaf. A post-roll aging process of 2 additional years brings you an endlessly complex and balanced experience. Visit our website at serenocigars.com.
Keeping Cuba's most coveted traditions for 3 generations, the legend continues with San Lotano. With signature blends by A.J. Fernandez available in a smooth and creamy Connecticut, a hearty, rich San Andreas box press, Maduro, and a robust, full-bodied Habano. A.J. Fernandez continues the legacy with his new creation, the prestigious San Lotano Oval. Using ultra-premium aged tobacco that takes a whole new shape and balance, the San Lotano Oval is now available in both a Maduro and Habano wrapper. Visit your local tobacconist today and ask for San Lotano Cigars by A.J. Fernandez.
When a child is diagnosed with cancer, their life and their family's life changes dramatically. Chemotherapy treatments, doctor visits, and trips to the hospital soon consume their time. The programs and services provided by the Kids Cancer Foundation make it possible for the foundation to meet the needs of our young patients and families. We could not provide these resources without your support. For more information and to find out how you can make a difference in the life of a child battling cancer, call 561-333-8116 or visit kidscancersf.org.
Sponsored by CLE Cigars.
Since their humble beginnings in 1998, Drew Estate has believed that the production floor is the crossroads between art and passion and where the real magic takes place. Drew Estate Master Blender Willie Herrera has crafted a unique medium-bodied line extension that is creamy, lush, and ultra-smooth, and finished off with a flawless shade wrapper that delivers satisfaction in spades. Continuing the story from their factory floor, it is with great bravado that the Drew Estate presents Under Crown Shade, a true Drew experience.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio. Hi, I'm Adam K, the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Honest Abe and the lovely Lady M.
You're a country music guy?
Yeah. And this...
He rides a tractor.
This is Jeff Borysiewicz's theme song because, well, I'm sure his wife thinks his tractor's sexy.
While we still got him on, I want to talk about these cigars.
Oh, we didn't even get into that.
No.
How did we miss that?
No, we all smoked them.
Yep.
Tell us a little about the 3 cigars I'm holding here, Jeff, and Adam could put them on the Facebook screen.
All right, so the one you have, that's the Davidoff Corona 20th anniversary. And, you know, my tractor played a little role in that. When Tom Reiner came to visit the farm, and... man, the first thing he wanted to go, let me drive the tractor.
He's such a great guy, man. I miss that guy.
So Tom's family owns Davidoff, and so I let him cultivate a few rows, and he was like, man, happy. And then they saw what we were doing, and this wasn't like some dude with a garden, you know what I mean? They're like looking at it, right? A few rows in his backyard. right. So they're like, whoa, this is the real deal. And so, we arranged for that crop to go to Davidoff, and so that. Now, just
to work, I want to make sure all our listeners are getting this. All of these cigars here all have Florida sun-grown tobacco in it.
Correct.
So tobacco that was grown here.
Yeah, in our farm.
Cured here.
Cured in our barn. Mm-hmm.
And then sent to be made into cigars.
Right. Well, when it gets sent to the factory, they have to go through the fermentation process. So that's why there's a year or two delay before the product actually hits the market, which makes it even more expensive to do this because it takes a long time before you start getting cigars back to sell. So anyway, so that crop went to Davidoff, and so they did our Davidoff 20th anniversary, or Davidoff Corona Cigar Company 20th anniversary. Now, we have another cigar coming out from Davidoff. It's a Davidoff Tampa FSG. And so what we do when we send tobacco...
Because you have a Davidoff Tampa cigar now.
We do. We actually have 2 Davidoff Tampas. We have the Bellicoso that has the Connecticut shade wrapper on it, real light, mild cigar. Mm-hmm. Then there's a 2017 limited edition Toro that is more of a medium to full body, but neither one of those cigars have Florida sun-grown in it because we didn't have tobacco. Our tobacco came in later. Right. So there is a Davidoff Tampa coming out under the black label version. With FSG, and it'll be a Davidoff Tampa FSG. Now, what we do is when the tobacco goes to the factory, guys like Hanky Kellner or Willie Herrera, they're the blenders. So they have X amount of tobacco in their inventory to work with. And what I tell them, I said, listen, take that tobacco, and I said, they want some guidance. where do we want this tobacco to kind of end up? And I said, well, on our 20th anniversary, go with like what's in your special R type of category, that world of tobacco, right? But then the Davidoff Tampa FSG, I said, well, let's go into the black label world of tobacco, meaning the Yamasa.
Yeah, they have pillars. They call them pillars.
Right. So let's call that pillar, the one that has the Nicaragua, the Oscuro, and the Yamasa.
Mm-hmm.
So this new, the other Davidoff Tampa FSG will be in that label, under that pillar. So that's what we did with the...
Adam and I had our guess on which one of these had the most Florida sun-grown tobacco in it.
I can tell you which one it is. Or you can guess.
I'm going to guess it's the Corona, Boutique Corona.
This is the one I thought.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That is. Great. But I'll tell you what's interesting about that. Now, that Corona 20th anniversary, that one's done by Eduardo Fernandez, the guys at Casa Fernandez.
Oh.
Okay? So...
A lot of tobacco that guy has.
Yeah.
Makers
So Eduardo's a good friend of mine, and Eduardo also is a farming nut. He loves farming. When we go to Nicaragua, we don't just talk cigars. We go visit his hog farm. We go to his cattle ranch.
You guys tractor race?
Yeah.
Come on.
If we could. There's not as many. The tractors in Nicaragua are a little older usually. So anyway, so Eduardo, he's the one that gave me the seeds that we grow all our tobacco from. So we have Corojo 99 and Criollo 98. So when we sent tobacco to Eduardo, what was really cool about it is that our Florida sun-grown tobacco is blended with its brothers and sisters from his farms in Nicaragua, because it's the same parental seed. So that tobacco is pretty unique. That's in that Corona 20th. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is that his blenders, whether it's Arsenio and his crew of folks in there, are all Cubans. His entire staff, they come from Cuba. So whether it's Jacinto or Arsenio Ramos. These guys are Cubans, and so they blend Cuban style, right? So that blend has more of that Cuban-esque type of portfolio, if you will. And so that's got the most Florida sun-grown in it as well. Intense is also done by Eduardo Fernandez.
Because this was the third cigar that we smoked.
And that one is going to be a little stronger. He's going to use a little higher primings of his Nicaragua tobacco blended with our Florida sun-grown. So that's a little bit of a stronger cigar.
All these cigars can be ordered online or in any one of your stores.
Those can all are from our stores. Florida sun-grown this year should be released as a national brand through Drew Estate. It'll be July, sometime like that, when it comes out. And there's a fourth one too that'll be a national brand, but very small production. I talked about Tampa and the J.C. Newman factory and how historic it is.
Yeah.
The very first cigars made in their factory in Tampa was a brand called the American back in 1898. And so when they took over that factory, that was the pillar brand for there. Well, Drew Newman had this great idea. Everything's about bringing things back to America. Yeah. They're going to relaunch that American. It's being made in there.
With Florida.
Well, all American tobacco.
Oh.
So cool. So it's the only cigar that has a wrapper on it from our farm. So it's got Florida sun-grown wrapper. It's got Connecticut broadleaf binder.
I didn't know you could grow wrapper here in Florida.
And it's a true American.
Yeah, Florida was the second largest producer of wrapper, but it was mostly shade. Now, our sun-grown stuff, we will get wrapper, but not as much because it's grown in full sun.
Right.
So the leaves get pretty heavy and thick because of the intense heat and sun. So his cigar has Pennsylvania broadleaf in it as well, and then Connecticut's Havana Seed Connecticut tobacco. So it's got 5 tobaccos, all United States grown, rolled by hand in the Tampa factory. So it's really cool. Small production, just 2 rollers. So it's going to be
real small production.
But it's a national brand. So if you're, sell Diamond Crown cigars type of thing, that brand will come out this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, Jeff was kind enough to give us these 2 boxes, so stay tuned on our social media. We're going to give them away this week. You can get your chance to get a 5-pack of some Florida sun-grown.
Yeah, and those are the ones blended by Willie, made by Drew Estate. These are the ones that we give away during the Florida Barn Smoker. It's fantastic. That's the one I smoked.
And that's the first one that came out, right?
Correct. The very first and second crops, 100% of that tobacco went to Drew Estate.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Fantastic. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. Make sure you check out barnsmoker.com if you want to check out the Florida Barn Smoker, or if you're in Kentucky or Connecticut, there's one there too.
Yeah.
So make sure, if you're into farming and tobacco,
cigars
and American grown.
Yes.
American grown tobacco, which you didn't think
Florida sun-grown.
still that much. But Jeff, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having
me.
It's been
an extremely fun day.
Yeah.
And next time you're on, I really want to see the state champion tractor race. It was driving.
Wait, send us a photo. We'll put it up on our social media.
All right.
Send us a photo of that. I will.
I can't believe we didn't. If we had more time, I'd get into what is it like to race a tractor and how do you.
It wasn't a race. It was a skill of driving.
It was a skill.
Yeah.
It's a skill.
They had him jumping the gates and going around the barrels.
It's like pole vault.
He trotted and.
Okay. Special thanks to Jeff. He's going to be hanging around. We're going to talk to Bob Still next, and we're still going to see who belongs to a cigar insane asylum. Keep it lit.
Hey, cigar enthusiasts. Did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only non-profit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
Named after the most interesting man in the cigar world, the Nestor Miranda Special Selection is carefully made in Esteli, Nicaragua, using only the finest Nicaraguan Habano wrapper. The cigar is oily to the touch and is second to none in construction. Available in both a dark, spicy, sweet Oscuro wrapper and a bold, full-bodied Rosado wrapper. For the tobacconist nearest you offering Nestor Miranda cigars, visit MiamiCigarAndCompany.com.
Since the dawn of time, the universe has been constantly evolving. Now experience the evolution of flavor. Sindicato cigars, available in Ecuadorian shade-grown Corojo and San Andres Marron wrappers, are beautifully crafted by master blender Arsenio Ramos. Using a double-leaf binder and meticulously box-pressed, Sindicato cigars provide the perfect draw to deliver the evolved flavors you won't soon forget. Visit SindicatoCigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Sindicato cigars.
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit SindicatoCigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
I could barely remember, but my first time was on my boat. Winning! My first time was in the locker room at the gym after a grueling workout. My first time was on a cool, crisp morning right on the 18th hole. Everyone remembers the first time they had Hex. Hex cigars are the perfect balance of body and flavor that will have you reminiscing long after the embers have gone out. Visit SindicatoCigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer today, because you will always remember the first time you had Hex.
The Oliva family, makers of some of the most affordable yet highest-rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars, and in 2014, the Serie V Melanio Figurado was crowned as #1 cigar in the world. The Serie V Melanio is known for its rich, big notes of leather framed by a range of coffee, caramel, and woody intonations. So, always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality.
Monitor 3 humidors at once from one simple device. Caring for your cigars is easy with the new PuroTemp wireless hygrometer from Zycar. You now have the ability to monitor the humidity and temperature in 3 humidors without even having to open them. Ensure protection by setting simple alerts that will warn you when your cigars are not in the optimal environment. Like everything Zycar, this is backed by their lifetime warranty. Stop by your local tobacconist to purchase yours today. Zycar, for life.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
I like Kenny Chesney better. This is Kiss My Ash Radio.
I'm not jiving with the music. Is Arrow back in the box? Ooh.
You really don't like this, Abe?
No, it's not my thing, bro.
DJ Khaled? What's good?
I'm Adam K, the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Honest Abe, the lovely Lady M. We are here broadcasting live in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And now we are pleased to welcome Bob Still of the Cigar Club of the Palm Beaches. The Cigar Club of the Palm Beaches' purpose is to enhance the cigar experience of its members by providing networking opportunities, educational programs, and social functions. Bob, thanks for coming in.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Bob.
And,
how are you, Abe?
Hanging in there. How about you?
Great.
Keeping
Tough
it lit?
to follow Jeff, man. He had some great stories. I loved it.
Always good to have a guest like that on the air.
Absolutely.
Makes the time go fast, though.
I know. Can you believe an hour and a half flew away just like that? And so much more I wanted to touch on. But you guys are having a golf tournament coming up.
Yes, our second annual.
Second annual. And where are you holding it?
It's at the Atlantis Country Club, which is over by JFK Hospital, for those that are more in tune to knowing where a location is that way.
My home away from home when I like to hit the range.
There you
lovely
go.
course, absolutely.
It is. It's a beautiful golf course.
And how many people are you expecting?
Well, we're hoping between 80 to 100.
Always a good number.
Last year we had 83, and we're hoping that we can top that this year.
Nice. That is a good number. And it says here you've even got a hole-in-one car shot from Schumacher Subaru.
Schumacher Subaru is providing a hole-in-one prize.
Say that 6 times fast.
Schumacher Subaru.
Schumacher Subaru.
Schumacher Subaru.
If the person hits the hole-in-one, they get the 2-year lease on the car. So it's a great deal. You can save a payment for 2 years on the car.
Hey, that's fantastic.
Tell us about the, get you some water there if you
Thank
need
you.
to quench that throat.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Greyhound adoptions that's for.
Well, the Awesome Greyhound Adoptions Hounds and Heroes program is who actually is the benefactor of our event. And that organization works with the Palm Beach Kennel Club in that they take the dogs after they've retired as a racing dog, and they will actually turn these dogs into service dogs for the military here locally.
Really?
It's done totally free. It's 100%. I tell you, to be committed as a member of the training staff for the AGA is amazing, because they live with these dogs for 5 months, train these dogs to, as I say, become a service dog, and then for another month they work with the vet to make sure that the dog and the vet work together, and then once then they give them the dog absolutely free.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an amazing program, and they've been doing this since 2010.
Now, how many years will a dog run in the racetrack before they retire the dog?
About 2.
Oh, okay.
About
So
2
it's not
years.
that bad.
So no, they're still, and the dogs, they've been literally bred to do nothing but that.
But run.
So yeah, so once they're done with that, they're very docile as a dog, and they're very strong.
Do they have a hard time
obviously.
adapting to not having to run anymore?
Well, take them near a racetrack, and they would be. But
Don't show them a rabbit.
Yeah. You want to keep them well walked and things of that
Right.
sort.
Let
But
'em
no,
get their energy
they
out.
really, they run their racing. Then they would go back to their pen and lay down.
Wow.
And so it's pretty amazing with these dogs. Once they get the dog, they're like I say, they're docile. They're very great dogs though for a service dog.
Pretty cool, man. That's a great thing with the vets.
Yeah.
And it's no charge to the vets. Or
No
anybody.
charge to the
Wow.
vet.
That's
It costs
great.
about $5,000 though during the training process for the food. And
Time.
again, the
Well,
volunteers
time
are
donated.
all it's all volunteer, but they still have vet bills and they have the things that they have to take care of in that. And so last year in our tournament we raised $6,700, and I said, we helped 1.5 dog. I don't know which other half of the dog that we got, whether we had the front or the back end of the other dog, but yeah, there is a cost involved in just training the dogs and being involved in the care for them. So from that standpoint, that's why we do the fundraiser, and we're really proud to be a part of it.
Now, if anybody wants more information on the golf tournament and how to get involved, where could they go?
There's 2 ways. They can call me directly at 561-670-8489.
Oh, you're a brave man.
Or I don't
just
mind
threw your
at all.
phone out in the public universe.
I don't mind. And if they got an issue, they can call me, and then they can go to our website, which is www.cigarclubgolf.com. And everything is there. You register online. Your donation is done online through PayPal or a regular credit card, and it's 100% tax deductible because all of the money goes to the club.
Now, there's cigars at the event, too.
Yes, we have, for the golfers, it's a $125 entry fee. You're going to get a bag of, a swag bag, as we call it, which has a lighter in it. Vertigo always provides us with a really nice, high-quality lighter. We have a package of cigars. We have a bunch of other goodies involved as well. This year, all the guys are going to get a ball cap. They get golf balls.
So if you like cigars and you like golf, this is a great way to spend the day and help out a good cause.
Absolutely,
For
especially
sure.
if you want to help veterans. that's even more important.
For sure.
You had me at Veterans. There you go. That's always a good time.
Now, your organization, the Cigar Club of Palm Beaches, you guys get together once a month. You guys have social functions. If anybody local who lives anywhere in South Florida wants to get more information on how they can get involved with your club, where do they go?
Same thing. Call my number, 561-670-8489, or
Brave guy.
Or go to cigarclubofthepalmbeaches.com.
There you go.
And we have a website that's set up for that, and you can get all the information. We have a great time. We get together the third Wednesday of every month. We go to cigar-friendly restaurants that are here in the Palm Beach County area, so we move around each month. And then we work with all the different cigar shops, and you've been a terrific supporter of us, and we appreciate it so much. We have a speaker every month, usually. Not every month, but almost every month. And this month we're meeting on the 19th at Twin Peaks. It's over on Palm Beach Gardens.
Becoming one of my new spots.
And our good friend of ours, Pete Hernandez, will be there as one of our speakers. He's been on your show before.
Oh, yeah.
And Pete's a great guy, and he's going to come and talk about the Matilda cigar.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Good. All you had to do was just offer him free food, right?
That's it.
That's pretty much it.
For Pete, all you got to do is offer him food. And if we had to pay the bill, we'd be broke. But,
Pete Hernandez, the human version of Yelp in Florida.
Right.
But we do have a really great time with the people, and there's no cost to be a member of our club. That's the important part too. It's a social atmosphere, and we want to just build on that. And we're all guys that none of us are aficionados. We're not going to sit there and downgrade somebody or look at them and go, "Oh, well, you're smoking such and such."
Just sharing the passion.
We just have a great fun time together, and so it's been a real success. We have almost 300 members right now.
You know my motto, Bob, right? Cigars are like sex. You could do it alone, but it's always better with company.
That's for sure.
There you go.
Very much so. So make sure you check out cigarclubofthepalmbeaches.com and cigarclubgolf.com for any interest, or just bravely call Bob. He'll be happy to take your call and is willing to chit-chat with you if that needs to happen too. Or just send him an email at bob@cigarclubofthepalmbeaches.com. Always a good idea too, if you're interested in any of those great events coming up in the near future. Bob, thanks for being here. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Way to support the Greyhounds and the veterans. All right, when we come back, it's time to see who belongs in a cigar insane asylum. Keep it lit.
If you had to pack a go bag, what would go in it? For Pepe Mendez, it was his rare Pilotico tobacco seeds, which he personally carried to the Dominican Republic half a century ago. In tribute, we introduced the Monte Cristo Pilotico Pepe Mendez, a robust cigar with nutty, leathery notes and a slow burn that marks the rebirth of a golden age. Try the new Monte Cristo at your local cigar lounge, and you may want to pack one to go too. Surgeon General warning: tobacco smoke increases the risk of lung cancer and heart disease even in non-smokers.
Sereno Royale cigars, created at the La Corona Cigar Factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. Each artfully crafted blend comes to life under the watchful eye of master blender Omar Gonzalez Aleman and industry veteran Anthony Sereno. A combination of hand-selected tobaccos from the fertile soils of Esteli and Jalapa are aged for over 5 years and then draped with a luxurious wrapper leaf. A post-roll aging process of 2 additional years brings you an endlessly complex and balanced experience. Visit our website at serenocigars.com.
This is Eric Espinoza, and over the years, many cigar aficionados have enjoyed my highly rated brands. 601, Murcielago. In the spirit of continuing improvement, I have purchased my own factory, La Zona, in rich and fertile tobacco region of Esteli, Nicaragua. After almost 2 decades in the cigar industry, I have created a brand I finally feel is worthy of my name. Espinoza cigars are made with only the finest tobaccos, hand-selected and aged to perfection. Our cigars are bold in flavor, yet refined to the palate. For more information, visit EspinozaCigars.com.
Quality and value are always the 2 biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit SindicatoCigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars. I could barely remember, but my first time was on my boat. Winning! My first time was in the locker room at the gym after a grueling workout. My first time was on a cool, crisp morning right on the 18th hole. Everyone remembers the first time they had Hex. Hex cigars are the perfect balance of body and flavor that will have you reminiscing long after the embers have gone out. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer today, because you will always remember the first time you had Hex.
Hey, cigar enthusiasts. Did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only non-profit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
Hey, fools, how about a game of cutthroat?
It's your funeral.
That's my kind of game. Arnold, I hope your pool playing is better than your choice of cigars.
What do you mean?
Wow, tough crowd. Here, try this Recluse cigar. You're gonna need all the help you can get.
Don't be stingy. Let me get one of those.
Recluse. Wow, that's a good smoke. Now I can bring my A game.
I think you should stick with that Recluse cigar and work on your B game, because you don't have an A game. And I know a little something about games. Boom.
Ooh, that's cold.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
I thought it was going to be Chariots of Fire there for a second.
Almost.
Right?
Yeah.
Didn't it sound like Chariots of Fire? I'm like, is he playing Chariots of Fire? The beginning, it sounded like it. Dun, 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 dun,
A little bit.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio. I'm Adam K, the Brewmeister. With me, of course, the venerable Honest Abe and Lady M herself.
Hey.
Hi.
Did you like your break?
Yeah, I was listening.
Mm-hmm. She was hanging out in the room with Colin.
You look like you and Colin were having some in-depth chat.
We were.
I never see Colin talk that much to Paul when he's in there.
No one talks that way to Paul.
Wow, how do we go? We've all become such Paul bashers.
I haven't said anything.
Listen, I always back up Paul.
You do. That's why I'm saying coming from you would really hurt his
Every
feelings.
once in a while, you gotta just let it out, little by little.
Make sure you check out the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page. Participate in this week's caption contest. Take home a fantastic prize from our good friends over at Zycar, who also will be our guest next week.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The Zycar folks are coming on.
Kurt Van Kempel
Oh,
will be
very
here.
nice. Is he in town or is he calling in?
I have no idea.
Probably calling in.
Probably calling. He's probably busy in Missouri.
I'm actually proud to say, hey, I know somebody who lives in Kansas. Because it's one of those states, like, who would you ever know that lives in Kansas?
That's what I feel about Delaware. You always hear people about going to Delaware.
Delaware's not that.
Yeah, Delaware doesn't do it for me like
Wilmington.
Kansas.
My family's from Delaware. I had a beach house in Delaware.
Kansas, Nebraska, Montana. I don't think I would ever know anybody from any of those states.
Yeah,
I know a girl named Montana.
Are you from Montana? Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Oh, Cornhusker. A Husker. There you go.
Looks it.
Yeah, there you go. Poor Errol. Oh my God!
Special thanks to Jeff Borysiewicz for being here, Jeff.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming down for the weekend.
And you actually, because Jeff's like outdoorsy Manny. Yeah. You actually came down in a 45-foot.
Yeah, I came down in a motorhome. So
45-foot motorhome. I'm going after the show to look at this thing.
Listen, I've already been fishing this morning before I even came on the show.
But didn't catch anything, though.
No, I didn't catch anything.
Wow.
Not even a sunburn, but it was a
sunburn. But you're traveling with this thing. You want to hit the road.
Dude, I'm driving it to the IPCPR.
You are not?
That is so awesome.
I'm like Robin Williams, man. I want to do that RV thing with the kids across the country.
Oh, my God. That's got to be, what, a 4-day drive?
I don't know. I've never done it.
But do you park it and you stay in it for the whole trade show?
Here's the thing. Circus has a RV park. Yep. But guess what? You look at the Yelp reviews on it. Everybody's RV gets broken into. They said don't go there. You'll get everything stolen. So I don't know. I'll probably park it and stay at the hotel where the convention is, because those days are so long anyway. But yeah, that's how I'm getting there.
Are you really going?
I'm going to be like John Madden. Remember when he used to drive?
John Madden.
He never flew.
Who doesn't know who he is?
Yeah, the football coach. Yeah, on the video games.
Oh, that's why.
Yes.
We've been because her son and her husband play at Madden. That's how she knows who it is.
Yeah,
but he was afraid of flying.
That's right.
He wouldn't fly as a coach anywhere.
He had a bus, and he took and every.
Did he make all the players bus it too?
No.
Here's the thing: every Sunday he was on TV he was the color man. He was the best one too, by the way. And he was the one that brought the little chalkboard.
The lines.
That's right. And so he wouldn't fly. So he had the Madden bus, and he used to drive that thing everywhere.
That's great.
What about when he was a coach, though?
I don't think he flew then either.
As I've always known since I was born, he took a bus everywhere.
Yeah, he had a phobia of flying.
Yeah, he had a big phobia of flying.
How many days are you planning on taking to get to Vegas? That's the interesting thing.
I mean, you're not going to drive straight. Are you going to make stops?
We're going to make stops.
They're going to do the tour. Yeah, go to the Grand Canyon, do all that fun stuff.
Why not? We'll be smoking cigars along the way.
That's hilarious.
That's so cool.
What's the longest trip you've done so far with it?
A week up to Pigeon Forge, where you went.
Oh, that's right. Tennessee. You were telling me you were up there. That's right.
Anybody?
The kids had to love that.
Yeah, if you haven't been to Pigeon Forge and you got kids, it's a great place to go.
Great town.
Yeah.
And 20 minutes away is Gatlinburg, where if you have any kind of sitter or whatever, it's a nice nightlife for adults too.
Yeah, so it's got the the combination between mountains and then where your kids will get bored stiff inside a cabin in the mountains where most old people like to go and stuff. But you go to heaven. But when you're in Pigeon Forge, you got both, and you got go-kart. More, I've never seen some go-kart carts.
Indoor skydiving. Did you take the boys? Well, you got one in Orlando anyway. It doesn't
basically
matter.
what Orlando's International Drive has.
Yeah,
Pigeon Forge has.
Yeah,
nice.
Very cool stuff. Everything Dollywood. I mean, it's just nuts. But when we went, we stayed in a log cabin. We stayed in a log cabin right in Pigeon Forge, and
there you go.
and hung out in Gatlinburg. And let me tell you something. We did Pigeon Forge a couple of years ago. Last year we did Chattanooga.
Both are fun.
We did Chattanooga and Nashville.
Yep.
So we like Tennessee. Let me tell you something. Honestly, I don't know if you experienced this, but I always talk about this. There's something about the hospitality and the niceness of people when you get into the region.
That's right.
They're just all so polite.
There's a reason it's called. Have you ever heard of New York hospitality? I don't think so. It's Southern hospitality.
Let me tell you something. There's not one person you walk by that doesn't say good morning. Yep. How you doing? You walk in the elevator, someone's going to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just the way it is. I mean, it's mind-boggling, but you feel it as soon as you hit the stage.
This is my nightmare.
Talking to people?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't do well at all.
You do not go.
Adam doesn't care.
No, he
Shocked,
doesn't.
I tell you.
No, you wouldn't do well at all.
Too many people.
But no, I love it. No, it's cool. Wow, RV. Amazing.
Yeah, good fun times. All right. This has been a great episode of Kiss My Ash Radio. Make sure you check out the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page. Going to get used to saying that.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of exciting stuff. Jeff has generously given us some Florida sun-grown tobacco cigars. We're going to give those away.
They're two different batches.
Two different batches.
Yes.
Yeah, let me explain there. So you got the boxes of 20, which comes in a Robusto, a Toro Bellicoso, and a 6x60. That has the Brasilia Ariparaca wrapper. The limited edition Toro is a box press one, and that uses the Connecticut broadleaf.
Got it.
So
just so we know,
love them both.
And they're both from this year's vintage, or this is a previous vintage?
2013 and 2014. 2013 and 2014. Yeah.
Nice.
Now, since you're now getting into these multiple years of vintages, have you noticed a change in the way the tobaccos come out from certain years, or if there was it was more wet, or there was just, or it was more rainy?
Every year it gets better. The taste doesn't change so much, but your yields and the quality of leaf, meaning when we talked about wrapper, it's hardest to grow wrapper because it can't have any imperfection. And biggest challenge we have in Florida for insects is there's grasshoppers. We don't get those little grasshoppers. When these things fly, they look like a bird. So they're big, and those things, they love our tobacco. So they like to eat it. And then you have something called budworms, too.
They're like, we haven't seen this in 30 years, man. Let's chow down on this.
That's right. It's something new, and boy, they come from everywhere. So anyway, if you have a hole in it, that's not going to become wrapper. And then also hailstorms. That's our other thing. We've got the bugs under control. We figured that out.
But when the hail comes,
the hail, man. Last year we had a bad one too, and it just blew everything over. And the tobacco were going all different directions, and it's hard to work. You know, when you look down, let's say you're looking down rows of tobacco, and all the stalks are supposed to be straight, so you can walk down those rows. Because otherwise, so when you get a bad thunderstorm like we get in the afternoon, Yeah,
you lose the rows.
It blows them over. So then when the workers walk through the field, when you're doing the harvesting and you're
slows everybody up.
Well, you're going to start snapping leaves too.
Right.
So your yields come down. So every year our tobacco gets cleaner, less holes, things like that. But the flavor doesn't change. That's going to be the same, whether it's a 13 or 14. But it's the amount of tobacco you get, the amount of potential wrapper you have is different.
We got time, right? Because I got a really unique question.
Okay,
for you.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think most anybody who knows you were very politically active for many years, involved with CRA, lobbying, working with politicians constantly. You would call me regularly and say, "Hey, you need to go see this dude in your district," But you, of all people, how are you? Because you're unique compared to a lot of the other manufacturers now with your manufacturing hat on that we've had on the show. Your product is neither predicate date nor, because it's full of sun-grown tobacco, can be predicate blends.
Correct.
How are you anticipating dealing with what's going to happen with the FDA?
You heard of the saying, "He bet the farm."
You bet the farm that it's
and
not
so,
going to.
I bet the farm on this, but I bet the farm on it.
Literally, the man bet the farm, ladies and gentlemen. Literally.
But here's the thing. That's why when I tell politicians that the impact this is going to have, because listen, basically what they wanted.
Now you have a homegrown story.
That's right.
You're going to kill farmers. You're going to,
all of these workers are out of
work.
And so that adds to the. I'm telling you, that's part of the motivation. I said, if these guys are going to put a hurting on people, then let's
make it homegrown hurt.
That's right. And so that's one of the things that when they wanted the industry to stay still for 8 years because we didn't know what was happening.
Right.
They kept hanging this thing over your head. Oh, what's FDA regulations going to look like? And this option 1 and option 2 stuff. So I was like, we can't just sit around doing nothing. Let's keep going like we would as if this wasn't going to happen. Because I got to. Here's the thing. I'm not going to say I'm a very religious guy, but I believe in God and I believe that everything happens for a reason. Whenever something wrong goes on, just step back because it happened for a reason, right? And I also am a good, my gut feeling, I go with the gut a lot. And there's a saying that your gut knows what your mind hasn't figured out yet. And working so much time in Washington, I was like, I just don't see these regs.
Yeah.
I see them trying to do it, but I just don't see this sticking. Either we're going to win it in court or we're going to have politicians to say, listen, this is not what we intended on doing, and we got to stop this. So I really felt that in the end,
you're thinking greater reason will eventually prevail.
Correct. And, Abe, I'll tell you what. No. I understand that's hard for people to believe in politics. But when I got involved, 2 things happened. When I first went to Washington D.C., I went and saw Harry Reid. His chief of staff told me when they see a business guy come to Washington D.C. and he hands his card and he puts it there at the receptionist, and it's not a lobbyist, it's a big red flag for them because they say, why did this guy leave his business, travel all the way to the United States Senate, and sit there walk in the halls to tell us about a problem? There must be really a problem here. So when you see Democrats and Republicans both agreeing that what the FDA is doing to us is wrong.
I walked in a lot of offices where the person didn't even care.
Yeah, but that's right. There's 470 members, though. We don't need 470.
Right.
You only need 220. So we're not trying to get everybody,
right.
But there are a lot of people that do care.
Right.
And so when you see both sides of the aisle saying, listen, this shouldn't be happening, generally you're right. And I believe that this is going to happen. And look, what's happening when Donald Trump got elected, look at how everything's moving in the right direction now. So I believe that we're going to get this stuff fixed.
That's about the most positive we've heard from anybody on the show.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Lady M, let's see now who belongs this week in a Cigar Insane Asylum, brought to you by CLE and Asylum Cigars. Just go ahead.
Oh, we're not going to do my intro?
Just music.
Oh,
Just
okay,
music.
I like this. This week's inductee could be giving us a glimpse into the future. Building a relationship with the perfect partner takes time. Sometimes you have to build the partner first. A 31-year-old artificial intelligence engineer in China claims to have married a female robot he created from scratch. Paul loves doing this. Zheng Hai, Chinese name, I can't pronounce, so I'm just going to shorten it, built the fembot last year and named her Ying Ying. He recently married his creation this week, according to sources. If that's legal, I'm not sure. Ying Ying reportedly can identify Chinese characters and images and even say simple words. Zhang not only made his robot his bride, but he made her the official spokesperson of his company, a startup called Brain of Things. The marriage was a traditional, though not legally binding, marriage or Chinese ceremony. As is the custom, Ying Ying wore a black dress and had a red scarf draped over her head. Zhang told the press that he plans to upgrade Ying Ying so she can talk and move around and even do housework and more. Congratulations,
Listen.
crazy.
I already see the expression. Everybody could use a little Ying Ying.
You need a Ying Ying. You need a Ying Ying in your life.
This is going to become a euphemism for something somewhere.
This is very much real.
Look at this picture.
Oh my!
She's a robot.
I think he's on to something.
Hey, she doesn't talk back.
If you can't beat
She
him,
can only
just
say a
make
few
one
words.
just
Yes,
make one for
sir.
yourself.
Yes, master.
Ying Ying.
Of course,
okay.
that's the things he programmed her to say. Of course. Oh my! All right, next week, Kurt Van Kempel of Zycar and Randy Tari Enan of Poke and Smoke Cigar Smoking Device.
Poke and Smoke.
With Ying Ying.
Yeah. With Ying Ying.
Poke and Smoke with Ying Ying. It's going to be a fantastic time. Make sure you tune in. It'll be great. Till next time, and as always, make sure you are keeping it lit.
There you go.
Spearmint Rhino, West Palm Beach is the #1 place to party in South Florida, featuring the hottest